Let's practice flute. Today we're going to look at the Rondeau by Couperin that is being used by a number of my students for coming up solo ensemble. This piece is an F major, so it's great to start by playing it in F major scale. In this video, we're going to start with the second octave of the F major scale, beginning on the staff. Let's play each note one at a time. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, and let's remember the high D fingering is thumb, 2, 3, and then right hand pinky. D, high E, thumb, 1, 2, 1, 2, pinky, and high F, thumb, 1, 3, middle finger up, right hand 1, pinky. So practice that F major scale a number of times. The most technically tricky part of this might be that descending run in the 8th measure, and all that is an F major scale coming down. So let's look at that just a little bit more. Let's start with a high F and work going between the high F and high E. So think about the fingers for a second. High F, thumb 1, 3, 1, pinky. High E is thumb 1, 2, 1, 2, pinky. So move back and forth in your head without playing for just a moment. High F, middle finger up. High E, third finger up. High F, middle finger up. High E, third finger up. Now let's go back and forth between those two notes playing. Ready, go. Great. Now let's think about the notes between the interval E and D. High E is thumb 1, 2, 1, 2, pinky, and high D is just the left-handed D, so it's thumb 2, 3, pinky. Think about the going back and forth between E and D. High E, thumb 1, 2, 1, 2, pinky. High D, thumb 2, 3, pinky. High E, third finger up. High D, right hand opens. High D, high E, third finger up. High D, right hand opens. High E, third finger up. High D, right hand opens. Now let's go back and forth playing those two notes, E and D. Ready? Go. We can get notes that sound like that with other fingerings, but those are the best fingerings to use for playing the flute. Next would be to practice going from that high F down to the D. So let's play F, E, D. 3 notes in a row. Ready, go. Let's do that again. F, middle finger up, E, third finger up, D, right hand opens. And once you feel comfortable with that, it'll be a lot easier to go down that scale in the 8th measure. Another thing I really recommend for this piece is the use of the thumb B flat. You can use the thumb B flat the entire piece. You don't have to worry about switching it off for anything. And using the thumb B flat keeps you from doing cross motion, and it'll be very useful in the 4th measure, because then you can just use one hand. And when we've cleaned up the technique with the efficiency of the thumb B flat, then we're less likely to have extra notes or extra sounds around that B flat, and it's just a little bit easier. And that'll also be beneficial coming down in the 8th measure from the F major scale. The technique becomes more flawless, more seamless, more comfortable in the hands as well. If you are not comfortable using the thumb B flat yet, I recommend you check out the video tutorials on the thumb B flat, as well as download the practice book, the thumb B flat. So the practice book can be found on www.practiceflute.com, and I will also post a link to the thumb B flat practice book in the comments below. Now let's try counting the rhythms of the rondo together. It starts on beat 3, and I'm going to turn my metronome on to quarter note equals 60, which is a little bit more than half of the tempo that this piece is going to go. So we'll start in beat 3. Ready? Go. 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. So checking out measure 9, or 8 and 9, notice in measure 8 we have a dotted quarter note on beat 3. So the counting of measure 8 goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Let's try playing just that measure together, watching the dotted quarter note G. Ready, go. So make sure that you're watching the rhythm there. Now is also a good time to make sure that you are playing the high D fingering in the very first pickup measure. Again, the right hand isn't used on that D. It's the left hand high D fingering. In fact, if you're using thumb B flat, much of this could be practiced with the right hand holding the barrel. The high F is the first time that we need to use the right hand at all. So make sure you're using the high D fingering and also try using the thumb B flat. Now let's play that opening section together using the metronome set to quarter note equals 60. Playing now from the beginning. I'll count off 1, 2, and we'll begin playing on beat 3. 1, 2. Repeat that section of the video as many times as necessary to feel comfortable playing it at quarter note equals 60. Before we go on to a faster tempo, notice that the second note, beat 4, that D, has a staccato, a dot written above it. Staccato just means separated. So instead of thinking of that D being short, we don't want it to be short or dry sounding. Think about it being a lift, and then the tenuto, or the line above the C on the downbeat of the first measure, as being heavy. So it's going to be feeling a lift and then a heavy, up and down. Now let's move back into playing this at a faster tempo. I'm going to set the quarter note to 72 beats per minute, and we'll play that opening section again. Again, I'll count off 1, 2, and we'll start on 3, 4, 1 in playing. 1, 2. Also notice the articulations. It might be a good idea if you're not used to reading the slurs to simply sing through this with saying ta on the notes that receive the tongue. Let's try that together at the same tempo, 72. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Now let's try at another tempo, speeding up even faster. This time I'm setting my metronome quite a bit faster to quarter note equals 92. 1, 2. And again, continue repeating that section of the video as many times as necessary to feel comfortable at quarter note equals 92. Next, one last time through, setting the metronome to quarter note equals 112, the suggested tempo. 1, 2. Now don't be upset if you don't get it to 112 by the time that you need to perform this. It just needs to sound like a happy dance. So it can sound like a happy dance at quarter note equals 100 or 90 or even 80. But keep working to get it faster. And again, using the thumb B flat will help you play it faster with more ease. So if you haven't already downloaded the practice book for thumb B flat, please give that a consideration. And please subscribe to this YouTube station.